What if I told you winter just woke up angry? Because that's exactly what's about to happen across America. Two massive storms plus an Arctic blast are coming for blood. We're going from fake spring back to brutal winter in just 7 days. This isn't your typical weather flip. This is meteorological revenge, and millions are about to get caught completely off guard. Here's what's unfolding right now. While you've been enjoying 70-degree February days, Mother Nature has been plotting the ultimate comeback. A massive atmospheric river is currently demolishing the West Coast, dumping feet of snow in the mountains while triggering rare tornado risks in California. But that's just the appetizer. The main course involves 2 consecutive winter storms that will bury parts of the country under heavy snow and ice, followed by an Arctic blast so intense it'll make you forget spring ever existed. Let me paint you the complete picture of this meteorological revenge story. Today marks the beginning of what scientists are calling a third winter event, when unseasonably warm conditions get brutally replaced by widespread winter storms and Arctic air. It's like nature's version of pulling the rug out from under you. The first act is already underway on the West Coast. An atmospheric river, basically a fire hose of moisture from the Pacific Ocean, is currently hammering everything from San Diego to San Francisco. We're talking several inches of rain in areas already saturated from previous storms, creating serious mudslide concerns. Meanwhile, the Sierra Nevada mountains are getting absolutely buried. We're looking at 80 to 100 inches of snow over the next week. That's not a typo, nearly 8 feet of snow. Ski resorts that were struggling this winter are about to get more snow than they know what to do with. Here's where the story gets really interesting. Tuesday, all that Pacific moisture surges over the Rocky Mountains, triggering the development of our first major winter storm. This isn't some garden-variety snow shower. We're talking about a rapidly intensifying storm system that could bring blizzard conditions to parts of the northern plains and upper Midwest. The timing is particularly dramatic. Areas like northern Minnesota, Wisconsin, and North Dakota will transition from Tuesday's mild conditions to potential blizzard conditions by Wednesday morning. Saskatchewan gets hit first, then the storm spreads into the United States with heavy snow and dangerous winds. But here's the kicker. While the northern tier battles blizzards, areas farther south experience something completely different. Chicago could see temperatures in the 50s and 60s with thunderstorms, while areas just a few hundred miles north deal with life-threatening winter conditions. Temperature contrasts like this don't just happen randomly. We're looking at 70-degree weather in Nebraska and South Dakota in February. At the same time, northern Michigan might struggle to reach the 20s. That's a 50-degree temperature difference across a relatively small geographic area. Thursday brings our second act, and this one might be even more dramatic than the first. Another storm system develops, but this one takes a more southern track through the heart of the Rocky Mountains. This positioning creates the perfect setup for both heavy snow and severe weather, sometimes within the same state. The European model is showing something particularly concerning for Thursday, a significant severe weather outbreak across the Ohio Valley. We're talking about damaging winds and tornadoes in places like Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio in February. Let that sink in for a moment. This severe weather threat exists because of the massive temperature contrast I mentioned earlier. When you have spring-like warmth and moisture colliding with winter cold, the atmosphere becomes explosively unstable. It's like mixing hot and cold water. The results can be violent. Western Nebraska provides a perfect example of how unusual this winter has been. Most areas there have seen less than an inch of snow all season. This upcoming storm could dump more snow in one event than they've seen all winter combined. The human impact of these rapid changes can't be overstated. People who've stored away their winter gear might need to dig it out again. Areas that haven't needed snow removal equipment suddenly face the prospect of significant accumulation. But the most dramatic part of this story comes during the final act. This weekend into early next week, an Arctic blast arrives that will make people question whether they imagined those 70-degree days. We're talking about temperature drops of 30–40 degrees in some areas. By Monday morning, widespread freezing conditions could extend all the way down to southern Alabama and Georgia. The Midwest faces single digits and sub-zero temperatures. It's the kind of cold that makes your face hurt and your car refuse to start. This Arctic air isn't just passing through either. Models suggest it could stick around through the end of February and possibly into early March. For people who thought winter was over, this represents a harsh reality check. The West Coast snow totals alone tell an incredible story. The Cascades and Rockies could pick up feet of snow over the next week. Areas that have struggled with drought conditions suddenly face the opposite problem: too much water coming too fast. Rainfall totals of 2 to 4 inches across California create serious concerns about mudslides and flooding. When you add this to already saturated soils from previous storms, you're looking at a recipe for disaster in areas with steep terrain. What makes this pattern particularly fascinating is its unpredictability beyond Friday. Some models show additional storm systems affecting the southeast, possibly bringing snow to areas that rarely see it. Other models show relatively quiet conditions. It's like the atmosphere can't decide what it wants to do next. The fire weather concerns for Tuesday and Wednesday add another layer to this story. High winds and dry conditions across Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas create dangerous fire weather conditions, just as other areas prepare for blizzards. It's a perfect example of how extreme weather often involves multiple threats simultaneously. Looking at the bigger picture, this represents one of the most dramatic weather pattern shifts we've seen all winter. From record warmth to Arctic cold, from drought concerns to flooding risks, from fire weather to blizzards, all within a single week. For weather enthusiasts, this week provides a masterclass in atmospheric dynamics. For everyone else, it's a reminder that Mother Nature still holds all the cards, and she's not afraid to play them all at once. The bottom line is this: winter just announced its return with authority. Whether you're ready or not, the next 7 days will remind everyone why February can be one of the most volatile months of the year. Welcome to the revenge of winter, where spring's preview gets violently canceled and replaced with the kind of weather that makes headlines and tests human resilience.